IVM.
Hi, everybody. Just wanted to ask everyone for a quick favor. We're running a brand survey right now and would really appreciate it if you could let us know what you think about the advertising on IVM. Go to ivmpodcast.com/survey and do let us know. As part of this, we'll be selecting 10 random participants and sending them some IVM swag, so do fill out those surveys.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy, actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with dice. Did you know that the first use of dice was for telling the future and not for gaming? Back in the day, the dice of choice were made from the bones of hoofed animals. These bones had 2 round edges and 4 flat edges. Hence, the dice would only land on one of the 4 flat ones. Each edge had its own unique marking on it. And the Greeks used to call this astragali. The dice could be used to predict the future or make choices like we do today when tossing coins. Interestingly, gambling has been a very common pastime and a habit for humans across generations. The most famous of the dice in mythology obviously comes from the Mahabharata. Even there, the dice used to play that fateful game were made from bones, the backbones of Shakuni's father. Hence, they had magical powers. With these loaded dice, Shakuni tricks the Pandavas into a game that they will definitely lose. But what is interesting is that the Pandavas gamble away everything that they have, including their kingdom. And this, of course, was the inciting incident for the war that was to follow. The bigger philosophical question is, what gave Yudhishthir the right to gamble away a kingdom? Is he the owner of that kingdom? Are the people in the kingdom his property to gamble away? And today's podcast is on this idea. What is it that you truly own? Very often we go through life saying, this is mine, mine. And we are constantly in the need of creating ownership. I want to own this fancy car. I want to own this mug. I want to own this person. It's true. Look at the way we think about relationships. It's all about ownership. Owning someone. My love. However, when we own something, we don't realize that we are responsible for that thing. We get attached to it. Our emotions get intertwined with it. And then we fear it. We fear losing it. And all of this becomes a vicious circle. We're constantly desiring to own things. But worse still, when we own things, we feel that we can do what we want with them. We can mistreat them. We can use it badly. We're not answerable to anyone because this thing is mine. Think about the way we treat our old laptops and our old phones without a care in the world. An old mug which was once your pride and joy is now used roughly and has a few chips on it. And this is the same reason a whole kingdom was gambled away. If you think about it, I bet many kingdoms in history would have been gambled away. Lives have been gambled away. And all because we think we own these things. And hence, we can do with them what we like. Instead, I want you to imagine not owning something, but instead being the custodian of something. You take care of it, treat it well, and then pass it on. I got this idea from seeing a show on Jay Leno's Cars. And he's a very successful TV host who has so many of the world's most unique cars in his garage. Very expensive and rare cars. Yet, he never calls himself the owner of these cars. He calls himself the custodian of these cars, the caretaker of these cars. And I think this is a beautiful idea. Ever since that day, I stopped calling the trees on the farm as mine. I'm the custodian of these chiku trees, these mango trees. And it has given me a new sense of responsibility and respect for the things that I have. I wish all of us learn this habit because it's going to change the way the world works. So your simple habit starts by not calling things as yours or feeling yourself as the owner of things. Instead, think of yourself as the custodian or caretaker. You're blessed with the responsibility of enjoying and taking care of these things that you have. And nothing captures this sentiment better than a quote from an advertisement of one of my favorite watch brands. The company that makes this watch is called Patek Philippe. And the ad says this: You never really own a Patek Philippe. You merely look after it for the next generation. Usually in a podcast, it's me who speaks to you and you who listens. But I've been seeing your comments and it's time. It's me listening to you. Following the overwhelming success of this podcast, the good folks at IVM Podcast Network have decided to come up with a Kannada adaptation of the show for those who prefer listening to it in that language. Do make sure you let your Kannada-speaking friends know about this as well. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus talks to journalist Amrit Raj about his new book, Indian Icon, a cult called Royal Enfield, and what inspired him to write it. On a show about crypto, Rohan asks comedian and artist Prasad Bhatt the question, can NFTs change an artist's life? Personhood legally means a rights-bearing body, but not all bodies have rights unless the law recognizes them as persons. On The Longest Constitution, Priya helps us understand what is a person. On The Habit Coach, Ashlyn answers a very interesting question. How can one become a better person when they feel broken? And on Marathi Kirkitun, Rajiv and Manik Deshmukh draw us into the world of letters and sentimental value that they hold. Do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And do follow us on YouTube. We have a number of different channels. You can find them on ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, where you'll be able to take a look at all of the channels we have. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Cred, Bank of Baroda, Quarter, CoinSwitch, Kuber, Slay Coffee, Intel, and Oxfam India. Thank you so much. You make this possible.
Eventually, you'll see the end of your childhood.
Get accustomed to womanhood.
Enjoy the experience of sisterhood.
Might get to wifehood.
Or not. Choose motherhood.
Or not. You'll learn to define your personhood.
Earn a livelihood.
Change the neighborhood.
And get rid of the falsehood that life post-academia is easy.
So join me, Natasha.
And me, Ayushi.
On a journey from station starting point.
To station, what now?
Next station, Pudin station. And hopefully, Agla station, adulthood.
Fresh episodes out every Thursday.